Welcome back to Breathe. Just you, the breath, and the breakthrough. I'm your host, Farron Winter, and I'm so glad you're here. Often we come to this space to find a moment of peace for ourselves, but we carry the energy of everyone else with us. You might notice this most in the quiet moments, how the moods of those we love can linger in our own bodies. Have you ever walked into a room where your child was having a meltdown, and before a single word was spoken, your own heart started racing? Or perhaps you've noticed that when you are vibrating with the stress of a long day, the energy in your home seems to sharpen. Suddenly, everyone is on edge. This isn't a coincidence. This is the second-hand nervous system. Just as we inhale second-hand smoke, we inhale the physiological states of those we love most. Today, we explore how to become the anchor in the storm, not by fixing their big feelings, but by tending to the frequency of our own. Before we go deeper, a note of care. We're going to be shifting our physiology today. If you are currently driving or operating machinery, please stay alert to your surroundings. Keep your eyes open and save the deep internal work for when you can safely close your eyes and settle in. Your safety is the first step towards your peace. In our very first episode together, we talked about the power of the pause. It's that split second where we stop the momentum of a reaction. Think of it this way. The pause is the action. It is the stop button. But white space is the environment that the pause creates. In design, white space is the intentional, empty area that allows the subject to actually be seen. In your nervous system, once you hit that stop button, you create a sanctuary. It's a gap where you stop doing and start observing. We use these moments of white space throughout this podcast to clear away the noise of your day, so you can actually see what's happening inside. Think of it as stepping onto a porch to check the weather. We are stepping within to check our internal weather. Is it stormy in your chest? Is there a heavy fog in your mind? We aren't trying to change the weather just yet. We're using the white space to see it clearly. let's do a little internal weather check. Let's take our first 10 seconds of white space together. Use this gap to simply observe. Ask yourself, what is my current weather? How is your internal weather? Did you find a storm within your chest? A cloudiness in your mind? A static picked up from a source beyond your own body? The noise of a social situation that made you uncomfortable? Or the panic sounds of your child as they work through their own internal storm? There is a concept in somatic work called co-regulation. It's really just a way of saying that our nervous systems aren't closed loops. They are constantly reaching out and mirroring the invisible frequencies of the people in our space. We are never truly breathing in isolation. But in a high-stakes moment, those invisible frequencies can become overwhelming. Think of that transition static that builds when you walk through the door after a long day and are faced with stress, with obligations, maybe a tantrum. Or maybe think of the public mirror when a meltdown happens in the grocery store and you mirror the judgment of those on the aisle instead of staying centered. In those moments, we don't just understand chaos. We join it. We mirror it. We absorb it. When dealing with an angry child when they throw a toy, your voice sharpens. When they yell or scream, you feel your jaw tighten. Their high-frequency stress travels straight into your body, and you broadcast it right back at them. You become two storms colliding. And in that collision, it becomes difficult to feel safe. It becomes difficult to regulate, stay objective, or find our white space. These storms are very reactive, and when they come together, what good can they do? As a mirror, you are amplifying the emotions and returning them to the source. But what if you could choose another path? This is where the breakthrough happens. When we realize that we have a choice. We can choose to be an anchor instead of a mirror. Choosing to be the anchor doesn't mean you stop their storm. It means you change your relationship to it. To be the anchor is to find your low and slow frequency. While the mirror is tight and high in the chest, the anchor is heavy and deep in the seat. It is the feeling of your feet pressing firmly into the floor, your shoulders dropping away from your ears, and your breath expanding into your belly rather than becoming trapped in your throat. Think of this as the grounding that you need to stay upright. When you are the anchor, you let their waves crash against you, but you do not move. You remain the calm and steady ground. You provide the calm frequency that their nervous system eventually tunes into. You aren't fixing or correcting their behavior. You are holding a safe space for the storm to pass. When we feel that second-hand nervous system stress rising in our chest, when you feel your jaw tighten and your breath become shallow, I want you to practice reclaiming your internal space. Try this phrase. Say it with me. We'll repeat it 3 times together. My peace is my own. I can be with you without losing me. My peace is my own. I can be with you without losing me. My peace is my own. I can be with you without losing me. I can be with you without succumbing to your storm. It's a boundary made of breath. It tells your nervous system that you are safe, even when the emotions around you are swirling, chaotic, and loud. Once you realize that you have the power, the choice to be an anchor instead of a mirror, once you felt your feet on the floor and your breath move into your belly, the next step is to clear away whatever lingering static you've picked up from the people around you. We don't just want to stop the mirroring. We want to release the energy that has already settled into our tissues. Let's move from the concept into the clearing. Let's practice unhooking. We'll take 3 sighing breaths, inhaling deeply through the nose and letting out a long, audible sigh through the mouth. Breathe with me now. Inhale through the nose, sigh it out. Inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. One more big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. As you exhale, visualize those invisible frequencies we talked about. Continue this breath, breathing deeply in through the nose, letting out that long sigh through the mouth. Imagine those frequencies as thin tethers connecting your heart to the noise of the room or the weight of the day. With every sigh, feel those tethers go slack. In through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Continue your breath, breathing deeply. Letting each tether get a little bit looser. As that tension releases, notice the space that opens up around your shoulders and in your chest. Use that new room to pivot. Mentally turn away from the storm and take a step back into your own calming light. You are returning to your own center, that quiet, steady place inside where no one else's weather can reach you. I'll leave you here with the breath for the next 30 seconds. Just you and the music and your white space. Let that space act as a boundary. Let your breath settle. Let the tethers fall away. Just be here in your own space and breathe. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Let the body take over. No more intentional inhales and exhales. Just let your body lead the flow. Breakthroughs happen when you realize that the most powerful tool you have isn't a consequence or a reward. It's your own settled presence. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to learn to be your anchor. In the role of an anchor, you also provide a steady, calming space for those around you. The noise of the tantrum of a child calms as you stay calm. The anger of a colleague or a stranger gives way or deflates without your reaction. Know that you have the power to be the anchor in any situation. Being the anchor creates peace. Being a mirror creates chaos. I want you to take this anchor with you. As you prepare to move back into your day, I want you to choose one physical cue in your environment. It can be anything. A light switch, a door handle, a trinket, a picture, something within your view. It could be the feeling of your steering wheel beneath your palms, or the sound of a voice. When you touch that object, see that object, or hear that soft, calming sound, let it be a reminder to check your internal weather. Ask yourself, am I mirroring the storm? Or am I dropping the anchor? You don't have to change the room. You just have to change your frequency. When you stay grounded, you give everyone else in the space permission to eventually find their own steady ground as well. I hope today you take a moment and choose to be an anchor. It's a simple act that is only a few breaths away. If this episode resonates with you, I'd love for you to stay connected with our mission. You can find all the ways to listen, follow, and subscribe at farronwinter.com/links. If you feel called to support the show, you'll also find a link there to buy me a coffee. Every bit helps us stay completely ad-free, keeping this space quiet and intentional for everyone. If you found a breakthrough today, please share this episode with someone else who may need to hear it. This is Breathe. Just you, the breath, and the breakthrough. I'm Farron Winter. Until next time, be an anchor. Believe in your breath. And I'll meet you in the stillness.